Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, and Smart podcast. Each week, we interview the best and brightest in physical therapy, wellness, and entrepreneurship. We give you cutting-edge information you need to live your best life, healthy, wealthy, and smart. The information in this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be used as personalized medical advice. And now, here's your host, Dr. Karen Litzy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast, and this week we have yet another live interview from the Combined Sections meeting, part of the American Physical Therapy Association, down in New Orleans a couple of weeks ago. And in this episode, I have the lovely Jenna Cantor, a third-year student at Columbia University, interviews CEO and co-founder of Hometown Physical Therapy, Sandra Norby. She is also the president of the private practice section of the American Physical Therapy Association. And she is an alumni of the University of Iowa, where she received her Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science and Athletic Training and her Master's in Physical Therapy. She then went on and received her DPT from the University of Montana in May of 2016. She believes that all people deserve access to quality therapy services and to be treated with respect and personalized care. Of course, she is the 2015 Charles Harker Award winner for Advocacy and the 2017 Federal Advocacy Award from the American Physical Therapy Association. She, like I said, is currently serving as the president of the private practice section. She is a member of the Iowa Physical Therapy Association, the American Physical Therapy Association, the private practice section, orthopedic section, Spirit Lake Noon Kiwanis, and Hope Lutheran Church in Des Moines. So Sandy in this episode she and Jenna talk about the importance of a female presence on social media. And they talk about why that's important, what women can do to get more visible on social media, and looking at it from, a young professional or student perspective, such as Jenna, and then as a more seasoned clinician, such as Sandy. So it was a great interview, and I have to say, Jenna just killed it at CSM, and she and I have a really fun announcement that's going to be coming up in the next week or two, so stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, enjoy this great interview between Sandra Norby and Jenna Cantor.
Hello, I am Jenna Cantor, and I am I'm thrilled to be partnering with Healthy, Wealthy, and Smart here at the Combined Sections meeting in New Orleans. And I am right now joined today by Sandra Norby, who is the private practice section president. And today we're going to be discussing women in leadership roles and their presence on social media, which, if anyone knows me, I'm getting more passionate about this, creating that equality and just investigating, is it equal? And so that's where we're going to be just diving in.
Okay, sounds great.
So why do you think, Sandra, this topic is important?
That's a really great question. And so I'm going to kind of come at it from how I feel it is so important for our business to have a social media presence.
Oh, I like that.
So, and we, through a lot of the things that we hear and in seminars that I've gone to are talking about, people find you through social media and they can do their reviews and all those kinds of things. So, I think it's a way for us to be able to share our story to a wider audience in, a split second, versus how it used to be, even just 10 years ago.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think women promote themselves differently on social media, specifically physical therapists? Mm-hmm. And how? How do you think it's different?
Differently than who they are.
Differently compared to men.
Reflecting on this, I follow, say, a significantly greater number of female physical therapists than I do male physical therapists on social media, which I think is interesting. But I also see the men posting a little bit more of maybe research content than women do. We tend to, I think, talk more on social issues.
Oh, interesting.
Things that are happening, in our society, or, things that we may see on the news, that kind of thing, versus necessarily diving into, here's a really great article on, clinical practice guidelines for low back pain, or something like that. I tend to find that in Twitter from the men. more than the women.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you think it's important for women to be properly represented on social media?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, very much so. And when you had originally kind of prepped me for that question, I find it interesting though. My oldest sister did interventional sales her entire career, like cardiac stents and catheters and that kind of thing. And every company she worked for, they were, no, you can't be on Facebook. No, you don't be on social media at all, because if something gets posted that maybe you didn't post, but somebody posts that was embarrassing of you, you could lose your job.
Wow. So, I get you. They don't know. It's like this untrusting.
Right.
What bad thing can, slam us down?
Yeah.
Oh, so fear.
Yeah. So that I kind of, so even now she's retired, she still doesn't have a Facebook page. And no, I know. And my other sister are like, you just need to make up if you're worried about your name, just make up a fake identity so you can watch your entire family's doing, because, she lives in Arizona and we're in Iowa, and, and you should get me much more connected that way. So I kind of find it, and I love social media. I started because when our children started to be on Facebook, I wanted to see what they were doing and who their friends were and everything. And so I'm completely love the ability to connect with people. But I don't know if it's that particular industry or a sales industry, but I've heard that a lot. And so unfortunately, that then takes people out of it.
Yeah. It's interesting what you're kind of tapping on, in a sense, how you can kind of toy with how you want to use social media if you want it to be more the connecting or more sales or getting yourself seen as a physical therapist and what your purpose is. And why do you think men are currently, I'm going to say the question again. So why do you think men are more often recognized for their presence on social media?
And I don't really, unless that's a statistic or a study that I haven't written, I don't really see that.
Oh, that's right, and that totally makes sense, because I had this pre-written, and now that hearing this is what you're seeing the women more often.
Right.
Yeah, it's so funny, and I'm coming from a perspective of I follow a lot more men, on social media who I admire, and I think they're amazing, and so it's interesting that we see these different things.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
and I'll listen to the Healthy, Wealthy, Smart podcast before I will listen to the other ones.
Yeah, because it's just what you're interested in.
Yeah, it's just what I'm interested in.
Yeah, it's such a great podcast. And now you're on it.
Yeah, there we go.
You're going to listen, come upon your episode and just go, oh, that's me. Okay.
Have you heard of this Seattle mom?
No.
Doc mom? She's a pediatrician who has a huge social media presence. So we'll have to Google that and find her. Oh,
yes.
But I find her very inspirational, just from her presence and her passion for her career and for her patients, so that's really energizing to see it in other healthcare areas.
Definitely.
As well.
I like that. It's that interprofessional connection.
Yeah, and she's a pediatrician, mom, and a physician, so she comes at it. So it's really engaging.
Oh, everybody check that out. Yeah. That sounds amazing. So for my final question, what can women do to be more recognized without being too pushy? So if there are women who feel like they're in social media, they're active and everything, but they don't feel like they're being equally showcased.
Oh, sure.
What do you think they could do? Is there a good way to go about that to say, hey, I exist too? How do you do that?
One thing that I try to tell people, if they want to get into leadership roles or if they're too embarrassed to talk about themselves, or it feels like you're bragging, right? Like, you should pick me because of this, is then I tell them, I said, well, just tell your friends to brag about you, okay?
Yeah.
So what we need to do is we need to support each other. So, it's up to me to make sure that all of my contacts and that I'm showcasing you first.
Yes.
So as a team or as a tribe, we can come together. And then it's not just the individual, it's all of us helping to lift up.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Yes. Coming together, teamwork and everything. Oh, I'm all about that. I love that. And there's no I in team. So yes.
That is correct. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I love your insight, and it was really interesting to hear how you're seeing different things online. And That's cool. I'm definitely going to get a list of people that you listen to expand more my audience not my audience, and to expand more on the people that I can listen to and learn from.
Right. Sounds great.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the podcast at podcast.healthywealthysmart.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media.